Okay, thank you learners for always being with us. At least the graphic part, we've covered the book cover. I know there are some few things that we've not talked about, but I know next time we shall keep on thinking on them until we are done. Now, for now, I want us to talk about studio technology. That is paper 4. We are talking about studio technology, and that is paper 4. And this studio technology, I'm going to be specific. Studio technology. I'm particularly going to talk about weaving. I want us to learn about weaving today. I know most of you have ever seen someone weaving. You know how many articles you put on, or how many articles what we put on, like our shirts, our dressings, or whatever we put on is through this weaving here. So weaving is a big common component in life. Most of us use those items as we are dealing with that. So I want us to start off with this. It's a topic in our studio technology. I know the other teachers also talk about other topics, but for today I want us to talk about weaving. Someone will ask you what is weaving, and you should be able to at least explain to somebody what weaving is, or define what weaving is. So we are saying weaving is the art of interlacing yarn. It is the art. Weaving is the art of interlacing. The word is interlacing yarn. The art of interlacing horizontal. We can start with vertical. We are saying weaving is the art of interlacing vertical yarn. Vertical yarn. Known as, this is a common term that we use for vertical yarn. Vertical yarn known as warp, with or and horizontal yarn known as wefts. Let me repeat. We are saying weaving is the art of interlacing vertical yarn known as warps, with or and horizontal yarn known as wefts. Someone will ask you a simple question: what is a warp, or what is a weft? So this can be derived from our definition here. It can be derived from here. What is a warp? The word is here. W-A, like that. A-R-P, that is a warp. And we also have a weft. In most cases, when they are testing us about weaving, in most cases they ask us these two things: a warp and a weft. There is no way you can weave and you don't know what a warp is and a weft is. Those are the major things we use as we are weaving. So from our definition that we've had, it is the art, weaving is the art of interlacing vertical yarn known as warps and horizontal yarn known as wefts. So meaning that if someone asks you what a warp is a vertical yarn that is laid on the loom during the weaving process. I have said a warp is a vertical yarn that is laid on the loom that is used during the process of what? Of weaving. So meaning that a warp is vertical. That vertical yarn, the vertical threads that are used or that are laid on the loom as someone is doing what? Is weaving. Number two, we are saying a weft. A weft is a horizontal yarn. A weft is a horizontal yarn that is interlaced, that is moved up, over, and under the warp during the process of weaving. So you can say it is a horizontal yarn that is used in the process of weaving. That is a weft. And a warp is a vertical yarn used in the process of weaving. Now, I have a few demonstrations that we shall make I have a paper loom with me here. We shall try to go through it and show you what a warp is. I have a simple loom also there that we shall see, but I want us just to have this definition of a weft and a warp, then weaving itself. Now let's look at the material that we use when we are weaving. I know you're also trying to think about the kinds of materials that people use when they are weaving. Some people, the simplest way of starting is you can, like in school, most people sit down and start weaving with papers. Some people weave using grass. So the other materials that we can use are papers. We can use papers for weaving. That is for study purposes. You can use papers. Two, some people use papyrus. Papyrus. Yeah, in some places people use grass. Yeah, someone picks grass. Isn't that something, with girls, they always like sitting around but grass, you pick a few, then some people pick leaves and they start doing what? Weaving with those leaves there. So we also have straws, those plastic straws that people use for taking soda. Yeah, some people use, they weave articles out of those straws. Someone gets straws, gathers them in different colors, and starts weaving some items out of it. So we make the best use of those wasted material, and we make better items out of them that are functional in our homes. So we have straws. Then we also have bamboo trees. Bamboo. We have bamboo. I know most of us have ever seen artistic works made out of bamboo. Then we also have palm leaves. Yeah, most mats. Palm leaves. Palm leaves. I have said we have bamboo, palm leaves. We also have grass. We have reeds. We have wool. We have reeds. We have what other materials have we forgotten? Then we also have silk, sisal, cotton, silk. We have sisal. We have cotton. The list is endless. We have a lot of materials that someone can sit down, use them for weaving. We also have banana fibers. Banana fibers. We have banana fibers. I've told you the list is endless. We can list as many materials as possible. But for now, at least these ones are enough for us. These are the materials we use when we are weaving. We can also look at the tools. What tools do you think these people use when they are weaving? We have tools used. That was the list of materials. I want us to look at tools. What tools can we use when we are weaving? Number one, some people use needles for stitching, putting designs, decoration. We have needles. Yeah, someone gets a needle, you want to put some details on something, you start putting that. Then number two is we have what we call a loom. A loom is a tool or a device on which yarn are laid on. I've said yarn, or on which the warps are laid on during the process of what? Of weaving. There is a wooden frame that we use when we are weaving. That frame, sometimes we have what we call a frame loom. We have a frame loom. Okay, let's look at the looms first as I'm explaining. But I've said the loom is a device. It is a device, or it is what? It is a frame, or I've said it is a tool on which the threads, that is the warps, or the general name for warps and wefts is, that's why I'm using the word yarn all the time. The yarn is a general name for warps and wefts, that's the threads. So the general name for warps, and whenever I'm mentioning about yarn or wefts, or when I talk about yarn, I am meaning warps, both warps and what? And wefts. So the general name for both of these things is yarn. Yarn are threads that are used in what? In weaving. Oh, these are materials used in what? In weaving. So when we talk about yarn, we are simply talking about the wefts and the warps. The materials used when we are doing what? We are dealing with weaving. So I have said we are still defining this. A loom. A loom is a device, it is a frame, it's a tool on which these materials are laid on. That is majorly the warp. The warp is laid on during the process of what? Of weaving. So I can draw simply what we call a frame loom. A frame loom is you get a few parts of wood, I mean timber, you join them using nails. Yeah, you get that? You're getting this. I'm trying to draw a frame loom. I know most of us have ever seen these. Some of them are rectangular, some of them are triangular, others are squared in form. And this is how they make it. Someone gets nails and nails around there to make it firm. You nail it there and make it firm. We use nails to make it firm there. You hammer that part, use nails and you make it firm there. We're fixing this. So that we can get a frame like this. Now a frame loom is different from other types of looms. With a frame loom, we are using nails. You get a number of nails and you nail them around here on the line, on the same that timber there, that wooden part. Put your nails there at the upper part. Then again at the lower part, we put nails down here. So that when we get our yarn, that is the thread. The threads. When we get the yarn or the threads, we tie them around here and we move them up on those nails that we put. We move them up on the nails that we've done what? So this frame on which someone is putting the threads on when you want to practice weaving or when you're dealing with weaving. The frame that you ever see that has nails there, and this is a wooden frame. They put nails on the upper, on the crossbar up and the lower crossbar. So you put nails there. Then you get your threads and tie them on these crossbars like that. Until the whole of this frame is filled with the vertical threads. So actually what I am applying here are these vertical threads that you're seeing there. So all these vertical threads that I put there are what we are calling the warps. The threads that are laid on the loom and they are vertical, like I have tried to put these threads there. I'm assuming that these lines that I've drawn are representing the threads. So these ones that are vertical are the ones we are calling what? Warps. Then after creating your warps here, after putting the warps, or what we call warping. So warping is the act of laying the vertical threads or yarn on the loom. Now after warping or putting the warps on the frame, we are supposed to get the wefts. We say the wefts are horizontal threads that are used in the process of weaving. So we start putting our wefts here, they move over and under, over. And when you reach this way, you come back, we move under, over, under, over. We're going to do this. But I'm trying to explain a warp and a weft here. So our warps are these vertical ones that are on this frame. Then we also have what we call the wefts. The wefts are those threads that move within that interlace within the warps until you reach up there. You start weaving from the bottom until you reach up there, and the whole article will be finished. So these will be the ones that are moving horizontally like that, are the ones that we are calling what? The wefts. So wefts are these ones that are horizontal, and the threads that are laid on that loom or that are woven in between the what? In between the warps. So these ones that are horizontal are the ones we are calling the wefts. Wefts. Like that. So from the loom here, I've said the loom is a device, it is a frame, it's a tool on which the warps are laid on during the process of weaving. And I've showed you the warps there. And I'm trying to draw a small picture or drawing of, I've tried to make a simple image of a frame loom. This one we call a frame loom. And that is it. So we're still listing the tools that are used in weaving. And the first tool that I talked about is the needles. The second tool that I'm talking about is the loom, which I have actually defined and I've tried to do there. The third tool that we can talk about is the third tool that I can talk about is the beater. Then we also have what we call a beater. You know, when you're weaving, you know the threads sometimes can have spaces, especially the wefts here. So when you're weaving, sometimes there are spaces between the wefts. So when you get your tool, sometimes it looks like a comb. You can use a comb. Yeah, these local combs that we used to have, like something like that. We used to have combs like this. I don't know if you've ever seen some of them. So these combs that we're having can be fixed in there and you compress it. You fit the threads such that those spaces are no more. So that business of compacting the threads together like that, we use this tool that we call a beater to compact those threads there. So we have the needle, we have the loom, we have what we call what? A beater. Then we also have what we call a shed stick. A shed stick. We also have what we call a shed stick. A shed stick is a simple tool that is used for lowering and raising the warps, such that you can create space between the warps there. Raising and lowering the warps. These ones here, you get a small tool, you separate the warps, the other warps will be up, others are down, such that you create space in between, so that you just fix in your wefts there. So it is a tool that is used to create space in the warps, such that it is easier for you to weave and insert your weft between the warps. Then the other tool we can talk about is a shuttle. A shuttle is a tool that is used for storing threads or yarn and delivering them when you're weaving. I've said a shuttle is a tool that is used for storing threads and delivering them during that process of weaving. So basically these are the tools I can list, and I know maybe next time when we meet we shall have enough. So let's talk about the weaving techniques or types of weaves that we can use. I know we shall talk about the looms, the types of looms some other day, but I want us to look at these first. We have finished the materials that we use during weaving. We have also looked at the loom. We have looked at the definitions of the weaving, the weft and the warp, then the yarn. I've said yarn is a general name for wefts and the warps. Any thread that used during the weaving process is what we are calling the yarn. Warps are vertical, wefts are horizontal. Basically, that is on the tools that are used when we are dealing with weaving. Now, I want us to look at types of weaves. Or the weaving techniques. We are looking at the weaving techniques. Weaving techniques. Weaving techniques. Or types of weaves. Weaving techniques or types of weaves. How do you start weaving? Which style are you comfortable with? Or what are you weaving? Which style is required in that particular item that you're weaving? If you're weaving a doormat, if we are dealing with the doormats, the things that we step on as we are entering our houses, we call them doormats. Some of them are just woven. What style, what technique do you use when you're weaving a doormat? What technique do you use when you're weaving just a mat that people sit on at home? What technique do you use as you're weaving baskets that carry things at home? So we are dealing with the weaving techniques. So the first weaving technique that we can talk about is number one, the plain weave. The plain weave. That's the weaving style that someone can adopt and you weave properly most of these things here. So what is a plain weave? This is a type of weave where one yarn goes alternately over and under one warp. We are saying this is a weaving technique where one warp moves, a warp moves alternately over and under one. I'm saying in a plain weave, we are saying this is a style or it's a technique of weaving where one weft moves alternately over, it moves alternately over and under one warp. Alternately over and under one warp. That's our plain weave. It moves alternately over and under one warp. That is what we are calling a plain weave. So the pattern that we use there is 1 over, that's the fraction we use, because we are using one weft and one warp. That is the plain weave. We are saying it is a weaving technique where one weft moves alternately over and under one warp, and the fraction we have is 1 over 1. Let's look at it practically here. I have my paper here that I've already, because of time, I needed to have done it with you, but because of time, but when you want to do it, when you're free, we shall do this. You get your paper lengthwise. Get a paper. Let's have this paper. Yeah? Get a paper, an A4 paper. Get any paper that is as big as this end. This is a small paper, A4 paper. Then you fold it lengthwise like this. Okay? Fold your paper lengthwise like that. This is what we have it. This is my paper that I had, and I folded it lengthwise like that. Now after folding it lengthwise, you get your pair of scissors. Actually, we first have to measure. Get your paper. Put a mark with a pencil up there like that, and put another mark with a pencil down here. Create a boundary, a line, where such that when we are cutting, it does not disturb our work. If not, you can create a line here like that and the other side, because when we are cutting, we don't want it to be cut off completely. So we shall draw a line here like that, and also draw another line on the other side. So get this paper, an A4 paper, fold it lengthwise like that. After folding it, now get a pair of scissors, or you get a razor blade, and you start cutting it like that. You cut it that way, but you don't finish it up completely up to the end. Leave some space there as I've done. That's how I've cut it. You leave it hanging, then we cut another one like that, and we stop there like that. So we keep slicing until the whole of, I've said we don't have time, but we'll cut this, the whole of this, until the whole work is complete, like that. We are trying to weave using what we call a paper loom. Yeah, on types of looms that we shall see, we shall have one that is called a paper loom. This is the simplest loom, or it's the easiest way someone can weave using papers, because these are available materials. We can easily access papers when we're in school other than any other material. So we shall weave using what? The papers. And this is what we are trying to do. I have told you fold the paper lengthwise. When you are cutting them, and make sure that this distances, the space you're leaving, the size of the things are the same. These small slits that we are cutting must be equidistant to each other. They must be all equal, okay? Such that we have perfect kind of. So after folding it, obviously I said we have to cut it until we reach down, and we shall have something like that that is sliced up to down. Now, I did it already, that paper. But because I want to save time, I want to use the other one that I already chopped, that already finished cutting. So I have mine right here. I've already sliced, and my papers are equal. Yes, all my papers are equal. But I didn't complete here because I wanted this to still remain firm. I wanted it to remain firm. So we are going to try to see a plain weave here. So these are my vertical threads. Like we agreed, we said vertical threads or vertical yarn is what we are calling the warp. Vertical yarn is what we call the warp. Vertical is what we are calling the what? The warp. Meaning that if this paper is placed like this, these are my what? These are my warps. Vertical threads or any material that is vertically placed on the loom when you're going to weave is what we are calling the warps. Now on these warps here, I'm supposed to fix the threads that are moving horizontally, and these are what we call the wefts. These are what we call the what? The wefts. We had a warp and we have a weft. Now basically these ones are my warps now. They are fixed on the loom. My warps here are fixed on the loom. I wanted to just show you what a plain weave is here. But obviously now we've understood that this is a warp. All these vertical threads that you see here that are already now on this paper loom are what we are calling the warps. Then the ones that I'm going to fix are the ones that we are calling the wefts. Horizontal threads that are used during the process of weaving are the ones we are calling the wefts. Now, after chopping or slicing this paper into slits like you've seen here, you also get another paper, but preferably of a different color. I have this. I chose to use this color for these seeds here. I have so many of them here. They've been chopped because we're also dealing with beauty, great beauty. When I put this color on the other one, at least we shall see some bit of difference there. Other than me bringing white against white, so maybe it may not be visible enough. So I want us to chop those papers into slits like I've done here. I first made slits on these, and they are permanent on this paper, what we are calling the warps. And I have my wefts here that are completely chopped off, and they are single. They are completely separated from each other. So we are saying we are dealing with a plain weave. I have said a plain weave is a technique of weaving where one weft moves alternately over and under one warp. We are saying it is moving over, under. Mind you, we are only using one weft here. So it's moving over and under, over and under, over and under. That's what we call interlacing. So what I'm actually trying to do here is to interlace the warps with the wefts, making sure that this weft here moves over and under, over and under. This is what I'm trying to do here. So it has moved over there, so it's moving under like that, like that, like that. So it will bring us a unit against a unit. And I'm trying to say that one box against one box, a pink one and a blue, pink, blue, pink, blue. So that's why you're calling it one against one weft against one warp, one weft against one warp. And it will take a bit of time, but I know what the major thing here is us understanding what I'm trying to communicate here. It's not how fast we are, but trying to see if we have mastered that. So I have inserted my weft. So this is our horizontal thread. How do we call a horizontal thread? We said it is a weft. Then how do we call these vertical threads? We said those are warps. W-A-R-P. Those are warps. Wefts. W-E-F-T-S. Those are wefts. So this business of weaving, when we are having one weft, one weft against one warp, one weft against one warp, a weft against a warp. So we are saying it's 1 over 1, and this is what we are having here. Then you need to keep weaving until we finish the whole of this. Let me add the second thing and the second weft to see that bit there, and then we end the plain weave and we talk about a different type of weaving style. So we have that 1 against 1. I want you to see the beauty behind that when we weave like this. 1 against 1, like that, like that, over, under. We have used this, we borrowed these words here alternately. It's alternating over and under. It keeps on changing. It comes on top, it goes down. It's what we're calling alternating. And that business of moving it over and under is what we call the interlacing in our definition of what? In our definition of weaving. In our definition of weaving, that is what we are calling interlacing yarn. We said yarn are threads used in weaving. And yarn is a general name for warps and wefts. Wefts are horizontal threads used in weaving. Warps are vertical threads used in weaving. So this is what we're trying to do, and this is what I wanted us to do. So I think you've seen how I'm trying to struggle to weave. We're having that. So this is what we call a plain weave. One weft against one warp. That's why you're seeing a single pink box with a single light blue box. Pink, light blue, pink, light blue, pink. So it's one against one. We shall see where we have two against two. And this is what we are calling a plain weave. So I think I'm done with what we call a plain weave. Let's go to a basket weave. We are moving to a basket weave. How different is a basket weave from a plain weave? A basket weave is also a technique of weaving. It's a style of weaving where basket weave is a style of weaving, or it's a technique of weaving where the wefts and the warps are amplified. They are meant to be bigger in terms of height, in terms of width. These wefts are meant to be big. They're supposed to be big, as big as this, and even more than this. When you find anything that is woven that is having bigger wefts and bigger warps, that kind of weaving is what we call a basket weave. It's actually the same as this. A single weft moves alternately over and under a single warp. But the difference is the warps are meant to be bigger. They are amplified. They are big. Sometimes if you fail to get bigger warps, then we can double. You get two warps against two wefts. So we can double this and make, we can double this and make what we call a basket weave. So I'm done with the plain weave. Now what I'm trying to explain is the basket. You know, time is against us. I'm struggling to find what a basket weave is. And I'll say the difference between a plain weave and a basket weave. With a basket weave, the warps are amplified. Both the warps and the wefts are amplified. They are meant to be bigger. So if they are not, if you can't find bigger warps, then you need to double them. It's what we are going to do here. We are going to weave, but we are doubling the what? The warps and the wefts. So I'm going to use two wefts. These two wefts that you're seeing. Again, it's two warps. We're using two wefts against two warps. Why? We are trying to make these wefts bigger to suit this definition of a basket weave. We have said basket weave is a technique of weaving where a single weft moves alternately over and under a single warp. But we said here the difference is the warps are meant to be big. The warps are bigger. The warps are bigger or amplified. Both the warps and the wefts are amplified. They are meant to be big. Now, if you don't amplify them, that means you're going to use this system here. You double them. So we are saying alternately over and under. I'm using the 2. So you get two warps against two wefts. Two warps. Yeah, let's try to be faster. Yeah, during your free time, I think you try also to practice this kind of weaving. Get some few materials like papers, if not grass. Yeah, you try to do something simple here. When you do it practically, I think it makes some sense other than just following it theoretically. Yeah, you may seem to have understood, but you know what I mean. So we have these. We are going to use 2 against 2. This is what I have. 2 against 2, like that. Then the next time I'm also going to add, I think you've seen what we've done. We are having, yes, I think it is visible there very well. We are having two wefts against 2 warps. We are dealing with a basket weave. We've said the warps must be amplified. They must be made to appear bigger, and even the wefts must appear bigger, like that. So I'll put 2 wefts. I'll put 2 wefts against 2 warps. You can continuously weave. Let's put the last one and we move on. We look at another type of, if time may allow. If time may allow, we're having that. I've said we are dealing with the 2 warps against 2 wefts. This is what we have, like that, like that. Okay, do it faster. I don't have what we call a shade stick. It will be separating for me this, but next time we have our lesson on weaving, I will come with a long ruler that will work as our shade stick, so that weaving here becomes easier. Separating these warps, you see I'm struggling separating these warps, but if I had a longer, maybe a ruler, it would work for us here very well. It would have separated for us this. So we're having that, we're having this, we're having that. So this is what we are calling a basket weave. The wefts are doubled. They are working in twos. This is what we have. That is what we have. We have two wefts and 2 warps that are woven. So this weaving technique that we see, or the basket weave, where we are trying to amplify the wefts and the warps, is what we call a basket weave. Now immediately from there, I want us to rush to what we call a twirl weave. We have finished the first 2. Let's rush on to a twirl weave. A twirl weave is a technique of weaving that is characterized by a diagonal ridge. A technique used in weaving that is characterized by diagonal ridges. Here the wefts are also doubled. In our fraction we shall say it is 2 against 2 over 2, or 1 over 3, or 3 over 1. So 2 wefts against 2 warps. And we are dealing with a field. This is our third technique of weaving. We are calling it the twirl weave. A twirl weave. A twirl weave is a technique of weaving that is characterized by diagonal ridges. Characterized by diagonal ridges. So it's a technique of weaving where 2 wefts move over and under 2 warps. It's a technique of weaving where 2 wefts move alternately. 2 wefts move alternately over and under 2 warps. 2 warps. And basically, this is what we have already. This is what we have. A twirl weave. I am not going to disorganize this. We have already seen that we have 2 warps here against 2 wefts. So the 2 wefts are woven. It is the same idea that we are having. The diagonal ridges are these. You see now these boxes are moving in a diagonal form. Let me add the third one and you exactly see what I'm going to talk about. We are trying to add the third. Let's add these ones here. Let me add these, so that we are able to see the diagonal ridges I'm talking about. We have said it's a technique of weaving that is characterized by diagonal ridges. You find like those boxes are moving in a diagonal way, in a diagonal format, in a diagonal style. You've seen this in maths. You feel like some boxes in the maths that are already woven are diagonally moving from one angle to the other, from the lower angle to the upper one. So let's look at this. They can be moving upwards or downwards. This is what I'm having. See, next time I come, I'll be coming with enough tool we find that it becomes easier for us to handle. I think you see these boxes the way they are running. So from here it moves there, so it keeps on moving diagonally like that. So that's why I'm saying it's a technique of weaving that's characterized by diagonal what? Diagonal ridges. I think you're seeing that. These boxes are running like that, diagonally. Then we also have these ones moving like that, diagonally. So we are saying a twiddle weave, yeah? These things are moving diagonally like that. So from this pink box, you see 1, 2, 3 in a diagonal form. Then from this pink box, 1, 2, 3, they are moving diagonally like that. Then we also have this one here, it's moving diagonally. Those boxes, the pink boxes. This one, the other one, that one. They are moving like that. That's why we are saying this is a technique of weaving that is characterized by diagonal ridges. So we are saying a twiddle weave by definition is a technique of weaving where two wefts. It's a technique of weaving where two wefts move alternately over and under two warps. Or it's a technique of weaving where one weft is moved over and under three warps. Well, let's try that also. One weft. Let's move this. I think we've picked some idea here. Here we've said it's a technique of weaving where two wefts move over and under two warps, such that they form those diagonal ridges. It is two wefts here against two wefts here against two warps here. So you're seeing that 2 against 2, 2 against 2. This is what we're calling a twiddle weave. Then on that same twiddle weave, by definition, we can use one weft moving over 3 warps. One weft is moving over 3 warps. So let's try to do this here. We have this. I have that. Then from that point, I've started with 1. I will count 3 warps. 1, 2, 3. Then I move this under. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Then I will do that. You get that, eh? 1, 2, 3. Then we do that. So when you look at this, my weft is always covering 3 warps. So this is my single weft. It has covered 3. 1, 2, 3, and it moves under. Then 1, 2, 3, and it moves. You get it? This is what I'm trying to talk about. We are saying it's a technique of weaving where one weft is meant to move over 3 warps. One weft is meant to move over 3 warps. 3 warps always like that. So when you continuously weave on this one here, we shall get that beautiful idea out of it. I can add the second one and we see the beauty there. So the other time I inserted that, we have in this. So from there you can count 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Then we put this under. You can create this below this. Then we also count 3. From that point we are counting 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we push it under like that. Push it under like that. Then you count again 3. So that's why I've given those options. I've said the first one is 2 over 2. The second one is 1 over 3. One weft here is always covering 3 warps. One weft is always covering 3 warps. And this is what we are having. So that will be the organization, the arrangement that we have. So when you keep on alternating, you will see some bit also in that kind of weaving. When you keep on alternating it, you see some beauty in that. So I think thank you for today. I hope we'll meet next time. I wish you a nice week.